Hi sturdy women, hi sturdy friends. I hope you're having a good week. I hope you're feeling good in your body. A couple weeks ago I asked you to send me your questions and you did. I received a lot of questions. Today I'm going to start answering some of them. If you didn't fill out the survey, if you have thought of more questions, I'll put the link below. It's not too late. But today I want to really focus on the questions about food and nutrition. There were a lot of them. People want to know, what do I eat? What don't I eat? What is all this talk about keto? Let's dive into it today. I'll tell you my experience, but remember, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a nutritionist. This is just my experience, what might work for you, how you might start approaching this with your own provider. It's going to be a journey to figure out what's best for you, but it's worth it. So dive in. Before I get to your questions, though, I want to say a huge welcome to all of our new subscribers. We are so happy to have you in our community. If you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead, just click subscribe below and then click the little bell and you'll get a notification each time I post a new Sturdy Woman video. And then if today's content or anything else on the channel is helpful to you, please do like and share so that we can reach more people and give them hope and help on their journey. Okay, so I follow a ketogenic lifestyle. I'll just get that out there. I've been doing it for about 3.5 years. And like I said, I've had a ton of success. Maybe like me, you were told when you found out about lipedema, you were diagnosed or you read about it on the internet. It's so often said there's nothing you can do about it. It's just going to get worse and worse and worse and worse. And all you can hope for is to maintain where you are. That's certainly what I was told. I did, however, start reading about women having a lot of success with keto. So finally I gave it a try and it just was like a miracle for me. That's just the only way you can describe it. I had no intention of losing weight, didn't think I could lose weight, just wanted to feel better. And I really quickly did. And then I gradually started dropping weight. So really come into it with a holistic kind of view of your symptoms and recognizing that you might see some of those start improving before you see any change in your weight. My brain fog reduced, my swelling improved, my skin looked better, just my energy was higher than I thought it would ever be. So lots of benefits. There might also be some really specific benefits of ketones and keto for lymphatics. There is a journal article that I'll post a link to below. It's free, it's open access. You can read more about kind of the case for keto and lipedema there. And that's also a great thing to share with your provider. If you have a doctor who you're trying to work with who maybe doesn't know what to recommend to you or is uncomfortable if you say you want to do keto, that might be something to print out and share with them. There's also a book called The Lymphatic Code by Leslyn Keith. She has 2 books. This one is the one kind of intended for patients. The other one is more for providers. I'll put links to both of them below. You can get it as print or ebook. And she is a lymphedema therapist and will really kind of walk you through why she started using keto with her patients and kind of the results. A really nice thing about her book is at the back, she has a kind of one-page shopping list for keto that you can, what I would do is just take a snap of this on my phone, and when you go to the grocery store, you can pull that out and say like, okay, these are things that I can eat. I know when I was getting started, I would go in the grocery store and just almost feel overwhelmed because there were more things I couldn't eat than things that I could. And having something really simple that you can look at and say like, okay, there is a lot here that will work for me. So the keto I eat less than 20 total carbs a day. Keto is a spectrum. There are different ways of approaching it, different ways of doing it, and you're going to want to work with someone, listen to your body, and figure out what works for you. Generally, it seems like less than 20 grams of carbs a day, 20 total grams of carbs works best for those of us with lipedema. But again, you're gonna have to work with your body. Some people do best on carnivore, which is, you know, almost 0 carbs. It's really just meat. Some people can do a little bit more. You're gonna like really get in touch with your body through this process. So you're gonna avoid all sugar, all grains. That means no rice, no bread, no flour, pasta, like not that is all like no longer part of your life. Even fruit. I don't eat bananas. I don't eat apples. I'll eat a couple blueberries sometimes, but really the sugar content in a lot of fruit is just too high for what I'm trying to do. I eat a lot of meat, emphasis on quality meat, cauliflower, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, fresh coconut. That's something I'm really into right now. But your taste profile and your preferences will change over time. Your cravings will go away, and you'll just start missing meals without even realizing it. The first couple times that happened to me, I was mind blown. I'd heard people talk about like, oh yeah, I like missed lunch, and I'm like, how is that possible? How would you possibly like not notice not having a meal? But it will happen, and you'll start to feel great. In addition to everything I mentioned avoiding, I also avoid vegetable and seed oils. Those tend to be inflammatory, and of course we're trying to manage our inflammation. I avoid soy because it can kind of do some things with your hormones, and we worry about hormones with lipedema, right? There seems to be some hormonal connection there. And then I avoid sweeteners. The only sweetener I do is stevia. I do just a little bit of stevia in my collagen powder. Love this Perfect Keto collagen powder. I'll put a link to it below. It's super low carb, has a little bit of stevia in it, and I love having that in my coffee every morning. There's also a tiny bit of stevia in my electrolyte packets that I use. This one that I use with the collagen powder is yes, it's chocolate caramel, freaking delicious. So little bit of stevia, but I don't do anything else. I will say in the beginning I did. The first maybe 6 months I used diet sodas and things like that to kind of help me transition out. And that's okay. Like if you need that at the beginning, totally do it. Pro tip, diet root beer and heavy whipping cream. Mwah. I mean, is the closest you're gonna get to a root beer float. But now it's been years and years since I did anything with an artificial sweetener in it. You want to kind of be careful with those. They can give you some spikes in your insulin. There's research that you can read about artificial sweeteners. Generally just not something you want to be using, especially if you're working on changing your kind of taste preferences. Continuing to have sweet can continue to trigger kind of those carb and sugar cravings. Something that I do in my diet is also I don't do dairy anymore, and I don't do eggs. That does not mean that you should not have dairy and eggs. I took a food sensitivity test a couple years ago, and my dairy was off the charts. My eggs were off the charts. And yours might not be. I'm getting ready to take another food sensitivity test soon. I'll make another video about that when I get the results. This is an at-home test. This one tests for 204 common food sensitivities. The one I did a couple years ago was 90 something. You can also go to your doctor and have a testing for food allergies and sensitivities. For me, it's just easier to do at home. I don't love my doctor. I go there to get my annual physical, do my blood work, but he and I often don't agree on a lot of stuff. When I posted about this before, some of you blasted at me about how expensive it was. Of course, go to your doctor, get it covered by your insurance if you can. But if you have a doctor who fat shames you or doesn't listen to you, or won't order the tests that you want, you can still get the information that you need. We live in a world where you can get almost anything you need on the internet and do it at home. This is just, you prick your finger, mail it off, and you get your results by email a couple days later. So look into food sensitivities. I will also post some links. When I went off dairy a couple years ago, I wrote about it on my blog at sturdywoman.com. And just to give you a sense of like what food sensitivities can do to you, the first month I was dairy free, I lost no weight on the scale, but I lost an entire dress size of inflammation and swelling, right? So it's not a joke. Even if you're following keto and you're not getting the results that you want, look into food sensitivities. There might be other things going on there that if you tweak that, you're going to start getting the results that you want. So food sensitivities, macros and calories, and someone asked me how much fat do I eat. So I don't track any of that stuff. If you want to, the app that a lot of people who do keto like to use is called Chronometer, and it's free. You can download it, use it on your phone. I don't like tracking things. It reminds me of an earlier period in my life where I was super restricting calories, over exercising, probably had an eating disorder. And knowing that I'm going to do keto the rest of my life, I don't want to do that the rest of my life. So I've never counted calories. I've never, even counted carbs. I don't even count carbs. I told you I do less than 20 carbs a day. How do I know? Well, I just don't eat anything that has more than like 4 or 5 carbs in it. And then I know like I'm probably going to be where I want to be. I also test my blood. I test my blood sugars and my ketones sometimes. And I'll make another video for you about that at another time. But really, it just wasn't something I wanted to do. To answer the question though about how much fat do I eat, how many calories do I eat, a lot. To be honest with you, I eat more calories, I eat more fat than I did when I weighed 300 pounds. I eat as much as I want. I just don't eat sugar and carbs and all of those things. I have bacon every day. I ate a ribeye steak before I sat down to make this video. I cook with bacon grease. Fat is not what we've been told that it is. To me, I think it's just like magic and hilarious that fat ended up being the thing that really helped kind of reverse, and I don't want to say cure because I'm always going to have it, but really improve my fat disorder, right? My whole life I was trying, I was like, what is wrong with my body? Why is it all like lumpy and fat and whatever? Well, it turned out like having more fat actually helped me get rid of fat. It's crazy. So don't fear fat when you're doing keto. It's going to help you feel more satisfied. It's going to help you stay full longer. It's going to make the food taste better, and so you're going to enjoy it more and want to keep doing it. So yeah, I love fat. I eat a lot of fat. I eat a lot of calories. I'm just very, very selective about the ones that I have. That's it. I know you have more questions. I will answer more of them in later videos. I'll share recipes that I love and things like that. But I wanted to kind of get those key questions answered out the gate. Go ahead. I know those of other people out there are doing other things. If you're doing something that's not keto, please post about that below. If you are doing a different way of keto and it's worked for you or it hasn't worked for you, put that below and let's see how we can help each other out. I will put a version of this on sturdywoman.com. Someone asked, could there be short written versions of the content? I never said this on the channel, but on my blog, I do. On almost all the videos, not all of them because I've gotten busy, but on many of the videos, I do also post a written version on sturdywoman.com. So if you ever miss something, you don't want to rewatch the video, or you're looking for a link to something, it sure might be on sturdywomen.com, so check for it over there. You can also learn about more about me and my journey with lipedema, lymphedema, venous insufficiency over there. Love to see you. Mwah. I'll see you next time.